Hi, so today we're going to talk about Office features and things that you can change in Office. And I know you're probably familiar with some of the things that we're going to talk about, but maybe not everybody is, and maybe you're not familiar with all the things. So that's why we'll go over this. So you'll start by going to the iDrive and opening the iDrive, and then looking for Spanier, and then the keyboarding class. And then there's a file in there called Office Features. And this is just a practice file. You don't have to type this or anything. It's just a file for you to work with. And the first thing that we'll look at is inserting. And this is one that I'm certain you probably know, but you click wherever you click and you start to type, it has inserted something. But there's also something called overtype or type over. It's the second item on your sheet there. And that is if on the bottom here and you click insert, it allows you to start typing over the word. So it's a quick way to kind of type something that you know you'll be changing if it's just over a certain word or a certain combination of letters without having to copy, paste, and so on to do that. Selecting text. One way to select text is if you put your cursor over in the margin, it becomes an arrow, and if you click, it selects just a single line. If you click and drag a little, it will select whatever segments of text that you want. Another way to select, I think most of you know, is just to click and drag over a series of words or letters or whatever it happens to be. And another way is to double click and you select just a single word. So double click and you select a single word. If you triple click, 1, 2, 3, you select a whole paragraph. 1, 2, 3. So if you want to make some changes to a whole paragraph, that is a quick way to make changes to a paragraph in selecting. Cutting, copying, and pasting. I think most of you probably know this, but there are some shortcuts to do this. One, let's say we're going to cut the word ourselves. If you know, you can right click and cut, and that will happen. But you can also use the key commands on the keyboard, and actually that's how I do most of my cutting, is I reach down and hit the Control CTRL key and the X, and that cuts that word. And then I'd place my cursor wherever I want, and you could again either right click and then choose one of the paste options, or just hit Control CTRL and the V and it pastes that word. To copy something, let's say you want that word repeated, again just select it and hit Control C and it copies it. It's placing it on the clipboard. You can't really tell that anything's happening, but Control V to paste and it pastes that word again. If I change my mind or I made a mistake, I can hit Control Z and that does undo and changes the change that I had just made. So inserting, type overs, overtype, selecting text in an assortment of ways, cut, copy, paste, using highlighting and key commands, and then the undo and redo. And that's it for today. So now what I would like you to do is to open this file in the iDrive, Spanier, keyboarding, and then practice the things that you are not familiar with. These will be some of the things that you will be tested on for this unit.